teens changing the world. One act at a time. In a world often clouded by bad news, a group of teenagers from Crestwood High proved that change doesn't have to come from grand gestures. Sometimes it starts with small acts of kindness that ripple outward. It all began with a simple idea during a civics class. Ms. Howard, the teacher, challenged her students to do one thing that could make their community better. Big or small, she said, just make sure it's real and make sure it matters. Most students shrugged it off as just another school project, but 4 friends, Aisha, Diego, Lily, and Marcus, took it seriously. They met that afternoon in the library. What if we each do something different? Aisha suggested. 4 acts, 4 small changes. Diego nodded. Let's see how far it spreads. Act 1. Feeding hope. Aisha had always noticed the man sitting outside the grocery store, quiet, holding a sign that read, "Hungry but hopeful." His name was Mr. Campbell. Rather than walk by like everyone else, Aisha bought him a hot meal. She sat down with him, asked about his life, and listened. That simple meal turned into a conversation, and that conversation sparked something more. Aisha started collecting extra food from her neighbors once a week and handing it out with handwritten notes of encouragement. Within a month, other students joined her. And what began as a single meal became a small weekly food drive called Feeding Hope Fridays. Act 2. The green corner Diego, passionate about the environment, noticed a patch of unused land behind the school, covered in trash. With permission, he cleaned it up. But he didn't stop there. He planted flowers, added benches made from recycled wood, and painted a sign, "The Green Corner, a place to grow, a place to breathe." Students started using it to relax, eat lunch, or study outside. Teachers held reading circles there. Soon, parents in the community began bringing their children to visit. It wasn't just a clean space. It became a symbol that the environment and community could thrive with care. Act 3. Notes that heal. Lily had always loved writing. One day, she left a sticky note on a random locker. "You are stronger than you think." She left another the next day. "Your smile matters." Within a week, her locker messages became a quiet trend. Students began sharing their own anonymous notes of kindness. They called it Notes That Heal. When a student named Sarah, who had been struggling silently with depression, found a note that read, "You are not invisible. You are loved," she told the counselor it gave her the courage to ask for help. One sentence had changed a life. Act 4. Buddy Bench. Marcus remembered what it felt like to sit alone at lunch, pretending not to care. So he proposed a buddy bench. A simple bench where anyone could sit if they were looking for a friend to talk to or eat lunch with. The idea was simple. If you see someone there, invite them in. At first, it was awkward, but within days, students were using it, not out of pity, but out of genuine care. New friendships formed, isolation shrank. The buddy bench became a safe space, a silent invitation that said, "You belong." By the end of the semester, Ms. Howard asked the class to present what they had done. When Aisha, Diego, Lily, and Marcus shared their projects, something unexpected happened. The entire class stood and clapped. One student, Jamal, raised his hand. "I joined the food drive. It changed the way I think about people." Another added, "I sat at the buddy bench. That's how I met my best friend." What started as a class assignment had grown into a movement within the school, all because 4 teens decided that kindness wasn't just an idea, it was an action. Their lesson was clear. You don't have to wait to be older, richer, or more powerful to change the world. You can start now, one act at a time. A meal, a garden, a note, a seat. Each act, small on its own, created waves that touched lives. And the best part? They didn't stop. The students formed a club called ACT, Action Creates Transformation. Their goal, to keep encouraging small acts of kindness led by teens, for teens. Because when young people care, truly care, the world doesn't just change. It becomes something better, brighter, and more beautiful.